Veteran point guard Rajon Rondo will have surgery by tomorrow on his broken right hand. Rondo hurt himself diving for a steal last night against the Trailblazers. The Lakers expect Rondo to be out 3 to 5 weeks. That word from ESPN's Dave McMenamin. This week's college football schedule features only one top 15 head-to-head matchup. It's at Yankee Stadium, where third-ranked Notre Dame will meet number 12 Syracuse. The Orange are bowl eligible for the first time in 5 years, but Coach Dino Babers says his team has to keep working.
We still have work to do. We're not absolutely there yet. But you take our top guys and you put us in the right situation, and without injuries, I mean, we can play a football game.
Syracuse coach Dino Babers on Golic and Wingo. ESPN's Adam Schefter reports Ravens rookie quarterback Lamar Jackson had a stomach issue today and did not practice. With Joe Flacco recovering from a hip injury, that left Robert Griffin III as the only quarterback in practice today. The Ravens will host the Bengals on Sunday.
Dell's biggest Black Friday ever is on. Save up to 50% on Black Friday deals. Plus, get free shipping on everything, including Dell computers with 8th Gen Intel Core processors, gaming gear, and more. Just call 800-BUY-DELL or visit Dell.com/Black Friday. Call 800-BUY-DELL.
It's time now for The Drive.
Alrighty then.
On ESPN Blacksburg, 93.1, 97.1, and live on the web at ESPNBlacksburg.com.
It's The Drive on your local radio station. We are ESPN Blacksburg, and a good Thursday afternoon to all of you. My name is Paul Van Wagner. Running in at the last possible second, breathing heavily, is Trey Lyle. How are you?
I'm good. Okay. I have a story.
Oh, we can't wait to hear that. Good thing we have a guest to start the show, so we'll have to dilly-dally around.
Sorry, I showed up at 4, by the way, Paul.
That's all right. JW's here with us. Andrew also hanging out with us today. You guys doing all right?
Yes. No intro for them?
Because we have our guest. Are you brand new? All right, that's it. You're already done.
Speaking of intro, that was a very professional opening.
Yeah, no, I really enjoyed that Sports Center.
The Sports Center at the top of the hour, it was quality, wasn't it? There was nobody stumbling over words, making up words about people's body parts.
It almost sounded like you talking, Paul.
Well, not all of us can be that great. Not all of us can
honestly, I thought it was Darius, but
it probably should have been. In all reality, it really probably should have been. We got to do this.
Keep my hands to myself.
You're on double secret probation right now, Trey. Scott Nason. Scott.
Scott.
Scott Nason.
Absolutely, let's go.
Scott Nason joining us today. How are you, my friend?
Doing wonderful, Paul. Greetings from the winter wonderland known as the Eastern Upper Peninsula, where I'm looking outside and seeing over a foot of snow and knowing one person, and one person especially, is not missing it, and that's who I'm talking to right now. That's you.
Well, I will say we got about, a good half-inch of ice down here, fellas, today, overnight into today?
Yeah, enough to freak people out and have them driving all over the place and calling into work.
Causing Trey to show up an hour late for work.
Yeah.
That's not why I was late for. Well, it actually was. It was part of that. Basically, what happened was I have an assignment due today for one of my classes, like the final.
Which class?
Tourism and travel management.
Tourism.
It was an online class.
I took that.
But it was the final assignment. You had to do like so I procrastinated a little bit because it was an online class, but I got it done about 2:30, 2:45 today. And I had to get it printed. So that's when I texted you at 2:45. I was like, I might be a little bit late, not at 3:15, 3:30. So I figured it'd take me about half an hour to get it printed. So originally plan was to print in my house, but I lost power. So took that out of the window. And then it's like, okay. And I went, finished. Then I set it up, went to another place.
This story is too long. All right,
closed,
we're done.
And then I had to go to the library. I turned it in at 3:54.
Scott's here.
And it was due at 4.
We're done. The story took too long. I kept giving you time, and it took too long.
Basically,
Trey.
I couldn't find a place to print today.
Let that be a lesson to you. Stop procrastinating. You should have done it yesterday. Then you wouldn't have had to worry about it. Scott Nason, we got some NFL games coming up this weekend. Some of them are going to be better than others. Of course, any game the Lions play is going to suck. But we've got the Rams and the Chiefs in a historic matchup that will not be played in Mexico City now.
Yeah, Azteca Stadium was a little too tore up for the NFL, and so they're moving that to Los Angeles at the Rose Bowl on Monday night. And, well, we haven't seen real great matchups as of late, especially on Monday night. But we may have the matchup of the season this Monday night with the Rams and Chiefs. Both teams 9-1. Both teams have hot quarterbacks, high-scoring offenses. This should be a great game.
If this is a preview of the next Super Bowl, XLVIV, whatever it is, it doesn't matter. Start using real numbers. Are you excited, Scott, if this is our Super Bowl matchup?
I really am, and throw the Saints in there as well, as the team might be very excited to see play the Kansas City Chiefs. Again, these offenses right now, all three teams are just firing on so many cylinders, and you look at which team has the best offense right now. I mean, it's really a pick 'em. I mean, you have three teams that have running games. You have three teams that have quarterbacks. One, a very experienced veteran quarterback. Two, young guys that are really hitting their stride this year. You have wide receiving core on all the teams that are doing well, tight ends, offensive lines. I mean, this is fun football, and I think this is why we're seeing a spike in the ratings for the NFL. Forget all the off-field stuff that we've seen over the past couple of years. The on-field product is very exciting, and these are two teams that definitely show up each week, and it's going to be a fun game Monday night.
So let me ask you this. If you were starting an NFL team today, and you had to take Mahomes or Goff, which one are you taking?
Boy, I mean, I think you have to take Mahomes just because he's putting up a little bit better numbers than Goff, and Goff's putting up some huge numbers, and the fact that he's younger. So, I mean, those two attributes right there, I would take Mahomes. Now, is this just a one-season thing with Patrick Mahomes? I don't think so, but, to keep up this pace, he's going to have to play some great football his entire career. Jared Goff, a guy that, was a little bit slow out of the gates. He didn't have the Mahomes chance of kind of sitting around and waiting to get the nod. He was thrown out there rather quickly, and he's showing his own. Obviously, a little bit banged up there on the wide receiving core with Cooper Kupp going out, but he still has some weapons there, Robert Woods being among the biggest ones. And, of course, you have Todd Gurley. All he does is score touchdowns and show up game in and game out. So if you had to pick one, I'd take them both if I could. Obviously, I can't. I take Mahomes.
Let me run this around the rest of the knuckleheads here. Double A, Goff or Mahomes? If you're starting a team, which one are you taking?
I'm taking Mahomes.
Okay.
I just like the arm. He has more potential out there. And Goff, I mean, Goff's a good quarterback. He's a good young quarterback. But in Mahomes, I see potential to be a Brett Favre style talent, and you see that every day.
Now, JW, just so you know, we are talking about Jared Goff, the quarterback, not the sport where you hit a little white ball around and chase it down the fairway. So not golf, Goff.
Yeah.
All right. Which one are you taking?
Mahomes.
You taking Mahomes?
Same reason for Andrew over here.
Yeah.
Same. I mean, younger. I like his arm better than Jared Goff.
Goff, yes. Now, what's the sport that you play when you hit a ball down the...
Golf.
Yeah, same thing. Okay, Trey Lyle. Trey Lyle, who you got?
Well, I have Mr. Mahomes, but as a world champion in golf.
Yes.
As a
wrong
champion.
friend of mine. Wrong friend of
I
mine.
know, I know, but I feel like we should still mention it.
Yeah, this doesn't mean anything to Scott Nason.
I'm pretty sure he's listening, so...
I doubt it.
Well...
He's mad at you.
You can send this to him.
I'll send him the podcast.
All right. But... Yeah, Patty Mahomes. I mean, I thought Mahomes was the second best quarterback coming out.
Scott, you think it's a good idea for Trey to be antagonizing Doug?
No, he's a big guy, and he's from Newberry, which is, I guess, the Deliverance of the Upper Peninsula area, so you better be careful.
I'm scrappy.
Yeah.
I'm scrappy.
All right. We'll see.
I wasn't afraid to hit a doctor once, okay?
Okay. All right. I like it. You mentioned the Saints earlier, Scott. This streak that they're on, 8 consecutive victories. We had a texter write in yesterday. If you look at their schedule, where is their next loss? And really, you almost have to look at the third game of a 3-game road stretch against Carolina because the other 2 road games aren't horrible for them. This is a team that really, truly could end up being like 14-2 or 13-3 at the end of this season.
I think more 14-2 right now, Paul. I mean, you look at some of the teams they've beaten on their streak. I mean, they've beaten some good teams. The Redskins, the first-place team. They won at Baltimore, at Minnesota, at the Bengals, and, of course, home against the Rams. And looking at their schedule, I mean, they have a couple home games coming up this week against the Eagles on Sunday night, against the Falcons, who just lost to the Browns. They do go to the Cowboys. That one could be tricky. At the Bucks, at the Panthers, home against Pittsburgh, and home against Carolina. I mean, maybe they lose one, the most 2. They got to be battling with the Rams for home field. And I'll tell you, if New Orleans gets that home field in the playoffs, look out. They might be going to the Super Bowl. They likely will be going to the Super Bowl.
Which one of those 2 teams, if they don't have home field? So if the Rams have to play the Saints, one in the NFC Championship game, and one of them has to go on the road, which team has the better chances if they go on the road of winning that game?
You know, I think the Rams don't necessarily have a huge home field advantage being at the Rose Bowl. I mean, granted, it's a big stadium, but it's not quite the it's not like going to Arrowhead, or it's not like having weather potential if you go up to New England and have home field, or even a dome. So I would say that the Rams would have an easier time, not having the home field and winning. However, I think New Orleans would have the easier time having the home field playing the Rams because of just how they do in that dome. So I think it affects both, and you easily could see a Rams New Orleans championship game. The question is where it's going to be. Hard to say right now because both teams don't have the toughest schedule other than this weekend, of course, the Rams against Kansas City.
JW, you don't think that's going to happen?
Nope.
Who's in? Who you got?
I get the Rams in.
Okay.
Then I
Here it comes.
Then
Here
I
it comes.
Pittsburgh.
Oh, Well, but that's... Okay.
Talking about the NFC title
talking
game.
about the NFC title game.
Oh.
Yeah. I thought you were gonna Trey Lyle us.
NFC title game?
I thought for sure
Rams Eagles.
I thought for sure you were gonna Trey Lyle us.
He said the Eagles?
He did.
That is hilarious.
Yeah.
Wow. I mean, I can play the Rocky theme for you.
Wow.
This is JW right now.
There. See how easy it is to get rid of Trey? No, seriously.
Yeah, I'm just busting with. I'm just rocking with Trey right now. But
yeah,
no,
as the person who's given up hope of the Eagles winning another Super Bowl this year.
I was serious yesterday though when I picked the Eagles this week.
All right. Well, then in that case, that's an excellent segue.
You have the Eagles still available in your Eliminator pool.
All right. Let's do some Eliminator pool. Trey Lyle, give us an update on where we're at with the Eliminator pool.
All right. So yeah, of course, JW's in last after picking the Bucks over the Skins.
Who cares?
Paul and I are getting back into it, buddy. Yeah. We get the only wins of the weekend. So
proud.
Paul and I would like to dedicate this to Baker Mayfield, who led a victorious victory of the Cleveland Browns over the Atlanta Falcons that finally ended
2020 Super Bowl champ?
The streak by Andrew Alex. Took his first loss. And Scott, I think I took this loss more on the chin than you did. You picked the Eagles over Dallas. I took that loss more on the chin. So, but Paul and I picked the Chargers over Oakland, and you picked the Bears over the Lions, and that was wrong. The Bears over the Lions.
All right, Andrew, what do you think? Your streak has come 9 though. 9 is impressive, dude.
You still have the lead. You still have the lead.
Thank you guys. I really appreciate all of you.
Drinks on me.
It was a.
You still owe me a dinner.
I'm always down for drinks.
His liver is still in recovery.
Hey, I don't work tonight. Let's do this.
Give him a couple of days.
What was I gonna say?
I don't know.
It had to be the Browns.
Yeah.
Of course.
Yeah.
Picking against the Browns. You could have picked against the Browns every week last year and been right.
Yeah.
But I thought I had a surefire bet after the Falcons diced up the Redskins, and that was wrong.
Yeah.
So shout out to Baker Mayfield, Greg Williams, the entire Cleveland Browns.
Shout out to the Browns for doing something the Redskins could not do.
Yes, and really couldn't even get close to doing. So yeah. I mean, I'm still winning, but all good things must come to an end, I suppose.
That is true. So, with that being said, we will pick in order of first to worst this week.
Also, I don't get to pick first?
No, you don't get to pick first. You pick first every week. We got to switch it up a little bit.
It is Mr. I'm going to steal your girl, the Reverend. I know I flipped it. Andrew Alex.
In this game, I will pick the New Orleans Saints over the Philadelphia Eagles.
Good call. Good call, Double A. Good call.
Ooh, I like that. I like that. Scott Nason, you currently reside favorably in second place. You had a chance to tie Andrew this week, but you wet your pants. Who you got this upcoming week in the NFL?
Well, the three that I was debating last week, I would have lost each one, so I don't feel too bad about that. There's a couple I'm going with this week. Seattle tonight at home against Green Bay. I can't pick Green Bay. I just don't know if Seattle can win this one, so I'm going to skip that one. So I'm going to go to a late game on Sunday. Plenty of good seats available in Glendale. Give me the Arizona Cardinals over the hapless Oakland Raiders.
Oh!
That is a rough pick, man.
That is. I guess at some point you're going to have to make one of those picks.
Those are the two worst teams maybe in the NFL?
Credit to Scott Nason.
I like it. I like rolling the dice.
That's smart. That's smart.
Rolling the dice.
Yeah. Trey Lyle, you and I are tied.
I'm saving my Rams and Chiefs guys till the end.
Not a bad move. Not a bad move.
Paulie, I'll defer to you because I was late today.
All right, so I have a new theory, a new plan.
I already know your pick.
I feel really good about last week's pick. I said, here's what I'm going to do. As long as I can do it, I'm picking against the Lions every week.
You can't do it next week.
Last week, I picked the Bears. The Bears beat the Lions. Now, next week, I won't be able to do it because the Bears and Lions play on Thanksgiving.
You could pick the Lions.
By the way, fellas, we're going to have to do this on Wednesday to make sure we get this in. So mark your calendars.
Tuesday. I won't be here on Wednesday.
You are such a slacker. All right.
No, you're the one who told me to take off Wednesday.
We'll do it on Tuesday. We'll probably do it. Does 5:30 work for you, Scott Nason?
Tuesday at 5:30, I believe sounds good.
All right. Now, I know, Andrew, you'll be here. JW, will you be good for Tuesday at 5:30?
Yes.
Okay. And we pay Trey to be here, so it doesn't matter what he wants.
Maybe not after today, maybe.
Oh, you know I'm going to be in Hawaii.
Are you really going to be in Hawaii?
Yeah, for the Maui.
Yeah, I'm going to go to the Maui Classic to watch Duke. We talked about this.
Oh, that's
so
right.
So here's the thing. You ready for his pick? He's going to pick Duke over the tournament, and if Duke doesn't win the tournament, he loses that week.
We'll get you. We'll get you on Messenger. We'll get you on
figure
Messenger.
it out.
Yeah, not a problem.
I can call in.
So my plan is to pick against the Lions every week moving forward. It paid off for me last week. It will pay off. Yeah, it did because I took the Bears.
I thought you do it so the Lions would win.
Well, either way, I mean, if they win, they win, and I take a loss.
Next week you're gonna be like the Lions lose. It's like I don't care if I lost. It worked out for me. The Lions won.
If they win, I win. If they lose, I win. I'm taking Carolina to beat the Lions this coming week.
Cool deal.
Trey Lyle.
All right, I'm looking at this, and I'm like, all right, I need to go kind of off the radar just because of the teams I picked. So I'm going with a very under-the-radar hot team against a team that's injury-deprived, and I'm looking at the defense. You have the face of the franchise, J.J. Watt. You got Jadeveon Clowney. You got Whitney Merciless against a beat-up offensive line. I'm going the Houston Texans over the Washington Redskins.
Scott Nason, how do you feel about Jadeveon Clowney?
I'm scared of him. Move on.
All right. So JW, you are sitting in the best possible spot. You have no pressure whatsoever.
You are I think 2 games back.
And right now it's every pick I would say matters, but
yeah.
Why not give me the Jaguars or the Steelers?
Woo! I like it.
What else do I have to lose?
Are those two teams even play? Oh yeah, they are.
Yeah, they are. That is a bold pick.
Here's the funny thing.
He's not paying attention to Twitter. You know why?
Why?
Week
1.
Give a about Twitter.
Okay. Week 1 of the NFL season, that probably would have looked like a really good pick. Now,
AFC divisional playoff season, it would have been a really good pick.
I like JW's choices.
Well, as someone who has the Jacksonville Jaguars in their Super Bowl prediction, I look great.
Yeah. Scott Nason, how can our listeners get more great stuff from you?
You can go to thegamesportshow.com. There you can find a bevy of sports information, and we talk all sorts of things. Hope you enjoy it.
Scott, as always, my man, I appreciate you. We'll talk again real soon, if not before, definitely on Tuesday.
All 5:30 is good. I just checked with my agent. My powerlifting contest doesn't start till 7, so I'm good to go.
Oh, you're excellent. I'm assuming you're judging.
Yes, exactly.
All right,
Is it live streamed?
Scotty, take care, man. We'll talk to you real soon.
Thanks, guys.
All right, bye-bye. Scott Nason, we appreciate him. We'll take a quick timeout when we come back. We got to talk a little Thursday night football. That's one thing Scott and I didn't touch on. We'll talk about that next. It's The Drive.
Carrying the message to other sports junkies.
It's intoxicating.
This is ESPN Blacksburg.
I'm intoxicated.